It's lights out and away we go. Bottas got away well. Verstappen comes over to cover him and does cover off the Mercedes into Sandoval. Bottas locks up.
Hello Formula 1 and IndyCar fans. Welcome to Formula Pun Racer. Today is May 25th, 2021. Are you ready to hear my review on the Monaco Grand Prix?
Yes!
I knew you'd say that.
I knew you'd say that too. Well, for starters, it was an interesting start because, as some of you may have known, Charles Leclerc of Ferrari, the Monegasque boy, he took pole for the race, but unfortunately, with only 18 seconds left in the qualifying run, it kind of went awry on him. And just when it looked like he could still make the race, his left rear drive shaft failed, and they couldn't get it fixed in time for the race, so he unfortunately had to forfeit. Yeah, what a shame. Just when it looked like Ferrari actually had a sporting chance to win its first race in 2 years since Sebastian Vettel in 2019. So with that said, every driver was moved up a spot, starting with Max Verstappen from starting originally second to pole, Valtteri Bottas third, and so on and so forth. And what a race it turned out. Not one yellow flag or safety car for the entire race, but what surprisingly happened in Valtteri Bottas's one and only pit for the Silver Arrows Mercedes, it turns out that the right front wheel got stuck and they couldn't get the wheel nut off, so it was stuck. And so they had to retire. I know, that Silver Arrows got broken alright. So much for going straight and fast. While Verstappen and his Red Bull Honda teammate, Sergio Perez, swapped the lead here or there at one point, in the end, Sergio Perez was knocked back to 4th place, and 3rd place went to Lando Norris of McLaren. Carlos Sainz Jr. of Ferrari of Spain finished 2nd. Max Verstappen would take his 8th career victory in Monaco, and the first Dutchman to win, and it's his first Monaco Grand Prix win. Congrats, Max, on taking it to the max. So that means we celebrate, a little Dutch style. Ah, chocolate brownie, and it's Dutch too. One of the bigger surprises is seeing Lewis Hamilton finishing 7th and not up to speed with the others, and with Max Verstappen's Monaco win giving him the points lead as well as Red Bull in the constructors. The bigger surprise of this race turned out to be that Team Aston Martin finally got their first double points finish. Oh! Lance Stroll, although a lap down, finished 8th, and Sebastian Vettel finished 5th, holding off Pierre Gasly and Lewis Hamilton for 5th. What an amazing accomplishment. Hopefully this should boost Sebastian Vettel's confidence, as well as for the entire team. And I'm sure we could say, oh, that's the jolly good old spirit, Governor. Good luck in Baku, Azerbaijan on June 6th. From the Monaco Grand Prix to the Indianapolis 500, where 33 drivers are preparing to chase after 200 laps and 800 left-hand turns, this Sunday on May 30th on NBC, which you can catch at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. It is unfortunate that 2 drivers have failed to qualify for the run. That would be Top Gun driver R.C. Enerson and AJ Foyt racer Charlie Kimball. Very disappointing after his rookie year 10 years ago. So 33 drivers will start this race, but only one will be drinking this at the end of the day. Let's start with the final row and work our way to the front, and we will see who starts where. In 33rd position is Simone Di Silvestro of Switzerland, driving for the all-female team Beth Paretta Racing with technical support by Team Penske. Beth Paretta has said that this team has climbed a very tall mountain to just make it into the field. In the center of row 11 is 2018 Indy 500 winner Will Power of Australia, driving for Team Penske, who is determined as ever with the willpower to get on top. In 31st position is Sage Karam of Nazareth, Pennsylvania, driving for Dreyer and Reinbold Racing. On the outside of row 10 is Canada's Dalton KELLET, driving for AJ Foyt Racing. In the center is England's Max Chilton of Carlin Racing, who missed out on the Indy GP due to travel restrictions, but is back. On the inside, in his 28th spot, is Stefan Wilson, younger brother of Justin Wilson of England, who drives for Andretti Autosport and came close to winning in 2018, but a pit strategy that didn't pan out cost him the win. Nevertheless, Stefan is determined that where there's a Wilson, there's a way. Starting on the outside of row 9 is Frenchman Sebastien Bourdais, who has 4 consecutive championships in the Champ Car World Series from 2004 to 2007 with Newman Haas. This year, he drives for AJ Foyt and is hoping by winning the Indy 500 that it will be the missing jewel to his crown that he could add. In the center of row 9 is 2019 Indy 500 winner Simon Pagenaud of France driving for Team Penske. He is the first Frenchman since Gaston Chevrolet to win the Indy 500, which he did in 1920. Earlier this year, he became a dad to a beautiful daughter. On the inside of row 9 is Marco Andretti, the grandson of the 1969 Indy 500 winner Mario Andretti. This is his 16th start, and is determined from his runner-up finish in his rookie year in 2006 to go one position better and to break the Andretti family curse. On the outside of row 8 is Juan Pablo Montoya of Colombia, 2-time Indy champion, driving for McLaren Schmidt-Peterson Motorsport. In the center is Santino Ferrucci, 2019 Rookie of the Year winner, driving for Rahal Letterman Lanigan. On the inside of row 8 is J.R. Hildebrand of Sausalito, California, who drives for AJ Foyt, was runner-up in his rookie year in 2011, and his car has a throwback paint job to AJ Foyt's first win at the Indy 500 in 1961. In 21st spot is 2-time IndyCar champion Josef Newgarden, driving for Team Penske. He hopes that a win here will be the one jewel missing from his crown. In the center is Jack Harvey of Meyer-Shank Racing, who finished 3rd at the 2019 Indy GP. On the inside is Connor Daly, driving for Ed Carpenter Racing. With the US Air Force backing him up, he's hoping that he can fly to victory, as that's his daily dream. On the outside of row 6 is Graham Rahal, son of the 1986 Indy 500 winner Bobby Rahal. And with this year being the 35th anniversary of Bobby's win, it would be quite something if Graham were to take this to the top. In the center of row 6 is Scott McLaughlin of New Zealand driving the Yellow Submarine for Team Penske. This fast Kiwi has shown his potential already by finishing a close second in one of the Texas races earlier this year behind his fellow countryman Scott Dixon. On the inside of row 6 is Canada's James Hinchcliffe driving for Andretti Steinbrenner Racing. On the outside of row 5 is last year's Indy 500 winner Takuma Sato of Japan driving for Rahal Letterman Lanigan. His first win came at 2017 with Andretti Autosport, holding off a charging HELIO CASTRONEVES. If he does win this race this year, he'll only be the 6th driver in Indy 500 history to win back-to-back. In the center of row 5 is Sweden's Felix Rosenqvist of McLaren Schmidt-Peterson Motorsport. On the inside is Pietro Fittipaldi driving for DALTON Racing, who is the grandson of 2-time world champion and 2-time Indy 500 winner Emerson Fittipaldi. Starting in 12th place is Patricio OVOARD of Mexico, driving for Arrow McLaren Schmidt-Peterson Motorsport, who took his first IndyCar race in Texas earlier this year. In the center is Ed Jones of the UAE driving for DALTON Racing. He finished 3rd in his rookie year at Indianapolis in 2017. Starting in 10th spot on the inside of row 4 is 2016 Indy 500 winner Alexander Rossi of Andretti Autosport, who won in his rookie year and finished 2nd in 2019 behind Simon Pagenaud. As usual, this fast Californian is determined to make his 2nd. In 9th spot is Marcus Ericsson of Sweden driving for Chip Ganassi Racing. In the center of row 3 is Brazil's HELIO CASTRONEVES, 3-time Indy 500 winner, who starts the Indy 500 for the first time not under a Penske entry but Meyer-Shank Racing. He is determined as ever to win his 4th and follow in AJ Foyt, Rick Mears and Al Unser Sr.'s footsteps as another 4-time Indy 500 winner. On the inside of row 3 and 7th spot is 2014 Indy 500 winner Ryan Hunter-Reay driving for Andretti Autosport, who held off HELIO CASTRONEVES for his win in 2014 in the 2nd closest finish in Indy history. On the outside of row 2 and 6th starting spot is Spaniard Alex Palou of Chip Ganassi Racing, who took his debut IndyCar win at Barber Park early this year and is 2nd in points at this time behind his teammate Scott Dixon. In the inside of row 2 is Palou's teammate Tony Kanaan, who drives for Chip Ganassi as well and is the 2013 Indy 500 winner. On the inside of row 2 is Ed Carpenter of his own team, starting 4th and the 3-time pole sitter of this race. Starting on the outside of the front row is the Flying Dutchman Renus VK of Ed Carpenter Racing. He took his first IndyCar win recently at the Indy GP and is determined, as ever, to take an IMS sweep by becoming the second Dutchman since Arie Luyendyk to win the Indy 500. Can he do it? In second spot is Colton Herta of Andretti Autosport. His dad Brian as a driver finished 3rd at best in 2005 and helped coach Dan Weldon in 2011 and Alexander Rossi in 2016 to Indy 500 victory. The pole sitter is Scott Dixon of New Zealand driving for Chip Ganassi Racing. This 2008 Indy 500 winner has claimed his 4th Indy 500 pole. Can he take it to the bank like his sponsors? We can see, as he also leads the championship. That's the 2021 Indianapolis 500 starting field. Not only is May 30th the 105th running of the greatest spectacle in racing, but it will also mark the 110th anniversary of the inaugural running held in 1911, which was won by Cyrus Patchkey and Ray Haroon in the Marmon Wasp. A fun fact about this year's race is that 2005 Rookie of the Year winner Danica Patrick, the first female driver to lead the Indianapolis 500, will drive the pace car at the start and then join the telecast of Lee Diffie, Townsend Bell, Paul Tracy, and Jimmy Johnson in the NBC booth. 33 drivers will start, but only one will be drinking milk at the end. Who will it be? In the meanwhile, as we play the waiting game for May 30th to occur, I better start packing for the race myself. And if you like my videos, thanks for watching and please subscribe. I'm Aaron Cylinder, firing on all cylinders.